sis little bro making show. First episode. I just looked in the wrong place already. I'm Jess, I'm the big sis. I live in Oxfordshire with my husband and my little girl.
And I'm Jack, I'm the little bro and I live in Oxford.
Awesome. So we are both massively into making, and we just thought the internet could do with another podcast of people raving about yarn. I don't know what this is. So we decided to start a little podcast. We're going to follow a fairly normal format. We'll do an intro. Well, we've just done an intro. This is a great start. We're really professional, as you can tell. Then we're going to talk finished stuff. Disclosure, none of my stuff is properly finished. We've got a bit of a whip pile. What are we doing next?
And then we're going to talk a tiny bit about our knitting philosophy, but in a fun way. You could always make a cup of tea during that bit.
That was Jack's chair.
It was the chair. It definitely was the chair. And then we're going to dive into our swag piles.
Yes, which will not always be this huge.
No, but we have just been to a yarn show. So
it's going to take up half the podcast.
And then we're going to round off with 3 nice things that we've been enjoying recently.
Yay! I mean, it's 6 nice things because it's 3 each.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm brilliant as maths, as is going to become very obvious later on when I talk about one of my whips.
Okay.
Let's go. We're looking down because we've both got notes. Because
do you want to kick off?
We're too stupid. Foes, finished objects, finished stuff.
Yes.
I think we're going to call it finished stuff.
Yes.
I have 2. How many do you have?
Just the 1.
Okay. We'll sandwich yours in between mine.
Okay.
So, right. I'm really bad at actually finishing my finished stuff. So you will have to forgive me. I haven't woven in any ends. I haven't blocked it. But I have made a cute little... God, it looks terrible on screen. I've made a cute little cardie complete with loads of lovely ends for my little one. It is very loosely based on the... See, I'm having to look at my notes. Classic Knit Baby Cardigan 2 Ways. What a catchy name. By Yarnspirations. We will have show notes. We'll have everything linked underneath. I'm pretty sure I got this off Ravelry. It was free. I did the 18-month size. There were only 4 sizes. I just changed to an eyelet pattern. They had something more complicated that I'm sure would have looked nicer, but I'm too lazy. I didn't do long sleeves, but it's just a little kind of layering piece that I hope will block out and look less like I don't know how to knit. So the yarn I used was Yarnsmiths Create acrylic in the colour Vintage Peach, which actually is coming out pretty nicely on screen. It is just an acrylic, pretty cheap, but it's actually nice and squishy and soft. I used 3.5mm needles for the cuffs, and I think also for the button band. I haven't put any buttons on because I'm lazy, and then 4mm for the body. So that's that one. I will weave in the ends one day, probably when she's about 6. Would you like to go next?
I would. I think the cardie's going to be really cute.
Thanks. So do I.
So my only finished object is...
I love this.
Well, it's a Sophie scarf, just like everyone else has already made, and I'm slow to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, but yours is a rainbow Sophie scarf.
But of course it's rainbow.
I just love it. It's really nice.
I'm really pleased actually. It's I wanted something quite loose, but also very washable. So I went with a cotton, which is not always got like the nicest drape, but I did this.
Actually really soft.
It is a really soft. It's a Rikavumi Spin DK, obviously in the colourway Classic Rainbow. Excuse me. And it's so I did it on quite big needles, 4.5. So it's quite loose, but and also quite full of mistakes. But hey, so yeah, I actually am quite pleased with how it's turned out.
It's really lush.
So that's my only foe. Over to you.
You will sense a theme here. I haven't woven in the ends. I haven't blocked it. I'm not going to put it on because currently it doesn't fit me because I haven't blocked it. But I've also jumped on a bandwagon and made the Radvent cardigans. This is by Ambah O'Brien. Lots of people knit it with an advent, which would be amazing. It is such a good pattern because you start, I haven't shown it properly, you can't really see it, but it's got really nice colour gradient. Thanks, lovely assistant. I'm just flashing my armpits to the world. So you start, actually I started on this end. You start here, you work up one sleeve, you do some absolute magic to work across the body, and then you work down the other sleeve. It's totally magical. It's such a nice, different way of making a garment because you're not just going neck down, you're actually going across, which is so different. You're picking up stitches occasionally, but actually it was really easy. The only thing was it's designed for 24 mini skeins. I had 16 colours, I think. I did such careful maths, but it was wrong. So the back panel, they're slightly longer stripes because I tried to put it on and it wouldn't have fitted me in 1,000 years. So I've just lengthened the back 2 stripes, and I've done the worst Kitchener, as I can now see, but I'm not going to show it to you, so you don't know. It's lovely, very neat Kitchener at the back, and obviously this neckline massively needs blocking out, but it's a really nice, really different way to make a cardi. I used, what did I use? Oh, I did the 6th size, so it was really size inclusive, this pattern. It goes from, I can't read my writing, 29 to 66 inches around the bust, which I think is really nice because a lot of patterns, obviously we're trying to be more size inclusive, but a lot of patterns have just got like 5 sizes or something. It's not really good enough, but this is brilliant. I used Knit Picks palette. I got 3 colour packs and then added 1 other colour. I will put the links below. Honestly, I cannot remember any of the names, but I'll put links to the 3 colour packs and the other one. I made it longer because it's supposed to be quite cropped. Cropped isn't great on me just with my body shape, so I like to have something slightly longer, and it knitted up really fast because I used quite big needles, but I haven't written what size they were.
But
4?
They will be in the notes,
4.
so it's fine.
They will. I'm going to say 4. And there we have it. Yes.
Very cool.
Whip pile.
Let's
go first.
go through the whip pile. Okay, so I guess what am I gonna start with? I'm gonna start with the flax. This is the flax Aran
I
by
haven't seen this for
Tin
ages.
Cannons, and I think it's actually probably too big to show on screen. As you can see, I've got to the boring body bit and come to a stop. But I'm hoping that by showing all of you, I will feel inspired to pick this up again.
You need to do that thing where you put a stitch marker, like a progress keeper in.
Yes.
And then next time you're like, and here is the panda, or whatever it is, 18 inches below where I'm at now.
That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying how it's knit up. I actually did the collar slightly smaller for the size because I don't think boat collars particularly suit me, so I went a little bit small on the collar. This is my first jumper, so I thought, I'll use a kind of cheaper and cheerful acrylic, which I've done. This is the Sidar jewel spun in, what's it in? Northern Lights. It's
really nice colours.
It is, isn't it? And actually, we have to confess here, since I started this, you also cast on a similar jumper with the same colour.
I cast on the same jumper.
It's the same, isn't it? But obviously, you finished yours like
yeah,
a
but I
1,000
will
years
say,
ago.
Jack's actually very carefully made his with proper dimensions and measuring and trying on. I obviously did none of that, and mine is, I don't know how to describe it, but huge shapeless sack is probably the most...
No, that's not generous enough. It looks great. But
it's a huge shack. It's a huge sack, but it's in really nice colours. So I copied you.
And no, it's great because seeing yours has inspired me not to let this languish forever.
That's
And
very kind of you.
by the way, it's on 5.5 needles.
Why are your needles different colours?
Oh, because I saw this really neat trick online where you actually only need your working needle, so in my case the right needle,
Yeah.
to do the gauge, and if you use a smaller needle on the other side, it makes the loops bigger, so it's actually easier to catch your stitches. I look for all the tips because I'm really, really slow at knitting.
You're not really slow at knitting.
And I've also got these lovely stitch savers on the needles, because every time I take the whip out of the bag, I pull half the stitches off. So that's my first whip.
Love it. What's my second one? Oh, my second one is... I've dropped the crochet hook. I've made so many of these that when my husband saw this, he was like, "Oh, you're making that blanket again." And I was like, "Yes, don't you love it?" So this is the classic, probably everyone has seen this. It is the Neat Ripple blanket by Attic24. Attic24 is amazing. She has so many free patterns with really good tutorials online on her website. I'll put the link below, but it's really easy to find. It's just a very easy, I'm doing stripes, blanket. I will say, again, this is a serious theme. I've totally miscalculated. I mean, I didn't even try and calculate for this one because I've made it really long and there's just in no way enough like striping of colours for it to be even square, let alone like taller than it is wide. So we're just going to own that, and it's going to be some kind of weird lap blanket, but it's going to go all the way up the rainbow. I am using Yarnsmiths, that's the wrong bit, Yarn and Colours Epic, which is a cotton. I used to make loads of face cloths and little crochet bags and things, and this is basically the leftovers because I have a little child now who I need to run after all the time, so I don't have time to make endless washcloths and sell them. So I'm using up this stuff. It's some of the colours might be discontinued, but I will try my best to write them down below. But it's a really nice, actually, just kind of workhorse cotton. It feels really quite rough in the ball, but when have a feel.
Actually,
it's really soft when you crochet it up. So I'm using a 5mm needle, not needle, hook, and it's just quite a simple. It's kind of my just, you know, plug away at it, and it's because you're doing stripes, it's quite like potato chip knitting, crochet. Nice. Even is that what they call it when you're like just one more?
Cute.
Though it's slightly humbling because you do 4 trebles, and then you do something else, and then you do 4, and then you do something else. I can't count to 4, so we know that now thanks to this blanket. That's a nice one.
It's going to be really
I think it's supposed to have 17 colours overall, which is really random, but this is already 5 of them.
How many colours have you got? You're going to do all 17?
It's not going to be big enough. Maybe I'll have to repeat it twice.
Yeah, do repeat.
Yeah, we'll see. What's next?
And what
We've
is
only been
next?
going for 13 minutes. This is going to be the shortest podcast ever. Everyone's going to have to listen to us on like quarter speed because we're just like...
Well, true. So the next whip that I have is... Now, this one I do love. I started it and then I thought I should finish my first garment before I start another one. But should I? Because look at this.
So lovely.
So this, I mean, I love it. It's loosely based on the Lento cardigan, although...
Sweater.
Sweater. Yes, it's a sweater.
Corrected you like a really rude older sister.
No, that's why you're here. This isn't mohair held double. It's just it's using the Coop Knits. What's the blue
Is it
called?
Socks,
yeah, that's right. Socks, yeah, in the colour topaz as the base, but then I'm holding it double with a yarn from HJ Yarn.
Our lovely friend Hannah. Who used to dye under HJ Yarns.
Yes. So this is the HJ hand-dyed planting yarn because it's bamboo,
nice.
which is kind of like, as you can see, a mild rainbowy effect. So yeah, they're really lovely yarns to work with, and again I'm doing it quite loose. It's on a 6mm needle. He says quickly, looking at the needle.
It's very nice and drapey for summer, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be very
Like
light.
open.
I mean, that's what we liked about the Lento sweater, wasn't it?
Sorry, I've stolen it.
No, fantastic. So, yeah, that's that one. Over to you.
Have I got another one? Oh, I've got my main one. In this bag from the Oxford Yarn Store, where we went yesterday.
Yes.
Spoiler alert for the swag section. So I am making a mountain mist. This is Tin Can Knits. Probably everyone knows Tin Can Knits, but they are absolutely brilliant for really simple, easily laid out patterns that are, I mean, I don't think there is anyone more size exclusive. Inclusive. I looked this up. It goes from 0 to 6 months to men's 4 extra large.
Wow.
Just amazing. So this is the mountain mist. You are correct in thinking that it's really bobbly, and I'm really hoping most of that blocks out. I've stolen the colours exactly from the sample on their page. I've made this before, and I'm making it again. I'm making an extra large because a women's extra large, I want it to be quite big and comfy, and also postpartum, you just sort of, you know, things have changed around. You just want things that are comfy and nice to wear. The yarn is so lovely. I'm going to absolutely rave about it. It's Drops Charisma, spelt with a K, just to be different. The colours, I don't know how well this is going to show up. I think it's showing up, but particularly this, which is blowing out a little bit, but I don't know if you can see, but the variation and the tonality in this dark teal is absolutely stunning. You've got kind of little bits of teal in it. You almost got purples, navies. Like, it's so dense and so lovely in person. It's just not a flat colour at all. It's really like rich and lovely. So I'm so impressed by that. And I've got to the point where I need to do short rows. I can never remember how to do. I mean, they're just short rows. I just can't. I have to look them up. I have to YouTube it, and I've stalled. So next time I will have done the short rows. This is our here's our thumbnail. And I will hopefully have split for the sleeves because there's 300 stitches currently, and it's just not the one. Also, I don't know if anyone has any advice. The last time I knit a mountain mist, I did like make one left or right or whatever it said in the pattern for the increases, and I had loads of gaps. So this time I did my preferred increase, which is just a knit front and back. And when I do it on a raglan sleeve, it's fine because it has like a little pearl bump. And that's fine on a raglan because you can kind of own it. It's like part of the pattern. But on here, it's made, particularly here, there's one line with like, I increased every other stitch. And it's just so obvious. I mean, I'm hoping it will block out a bit and I'll just kind of have to, you know, live with it. But if anyone knows of any more invisible increases that aren't really fiddly and don't leave a big hole,
the dream.
Because yeah, this, I'm hoping a certain amount of this will block out and it will just sort of look like part of the colour work. But it would be nice to have a slightly more subtle increase than this one, especially because it's a really light colour, so I think it's really obvious. As with everything else I make, there was a maths issue. I would like to say that I got a B in my GCSE maths.
But knitting maths is different from...
I just don't know what happened because I really carefully worked out how much I would need of each of these colours. So I bought 3 balls of this grey, 50 grams each. I bought 2 balls of this and 2 balls of this, both of these mid-teals. And then I bought, I don't know, 800 million of these, presumably. I used less than 1 ball for this one, so I've got 2 full balls left. And I used like negligible amounts of these 2. So essentially I could probably make another whole mountain mist or 2. I don't know what happened, but presumably I'm going to run out of yarn on the body because I can't do math, so it will all have gone wrong. And I'll have to repeat the colour work at the bottom or something. That could actually work. But yes, absolutely love this yarn. What have I not said about it? So yeah, it's the Tin Can Knits Mountain Mist. You can get it as part of the Strange Brew collection, but I'm pretty sure you can also get it on its own. I used 4mm needles for the collar and then 5mm for everything else, so it knits up really nice and quickly. Oh, the colours are pale grey for the top, pale teal, I mean these are really, yeah, I could have guessed these names, mid teal and dark teal, so yeah. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. I absolutely love it. It's not great to knit in the evenings because it's so dark, but other than that, love it.
It's going to be a really, really lovely winter jumper though when you finish.
Yes, it is. Just ready for high summer.
Perfect timing.
Well, you're fondling a sock.
I'm fondling a sock. This is my next whip, which is a pair of these. This is, just to go back to Coop Knits, this is the Dave sock from Coop Knits.
Love the Dave sock.
And I'm using them, I mean, you might recognise it, West Yorkshire Spinners, and it's the signature 4-ply on, I think it's a 2.5 that I'm using, so
yeah,
with this.
Oh, there's an issue.
Oh, I've tangled my
There's an off-screen issue. Oh no, we've jettisoned project.
So yeah, it's taken me a little while to knit up, but I personally love making socks on a tiny round circular. I know you're not on board, but for me, it is the one. It is.
I'm really happy for you. I hate it more than several of the circles of hell, but I'm very happy that it works for you.
Thank God there were DPNs.
It's not for me. Yeah, DPNs, I just have ladders down them and I just live with it. Progress, not perfection.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's all the whips, I think.
And we'll podcast again in a year's time when we've made some progress.
So, yeah, it's nice to just talk a little bit about, as this is the first podcast, maybe
first of many,
the benefits that we've experienced.
Yes.
For knitting.
Yes.
Do you want to kick off?
Yeah. So we thought it would be nice to just have a little bit to make this podcast just a bit different. And you know, we're both quite into philosophy. Both practice yoga. We like meditation and things. I mean, I can't meditate. I'm too itchy. But I mean, that's actually what knitting has given me, and crochet to an extent. But we're kind of both mainly knitters, aren't we? I can't concentrate. I think it's safe to say, with no diagnosis in place, that we're both a bit neurospicy. I can't concentrate on anything unless I'm moving. So under the screen, my hands are like at all times. That can't be the thumbnail, please.
It's true.
And so I found that knitting, once I got to the point where I could do it without looking in particular, if I'm watching a film or even TV or I'm listening to something, I just can concentrate a lot better when I'm moving my hands. So there's a huge benefit for me there in just moving constantly, and it's kind of repetitive but not too repetitive. It's creative but within a kind of sphere that is a bit controlled, so I don't have to come up with everything from scratch. There's a pattern, there's the needles and everything have been sorted for me, but I can choose my own colours, and there's a kind of, yeah, controlled creativity is my jam really, where like someone else is holding the reins but I can have a bit of my own say. And it just really helps my kind of itchy need to move all the time. And I just love kind of coming up with the dopamine of starting something and then the dopamine of finishing something and weaving in your ends.
I actually think that is one of the huge draws, creatively speaking, that actually it's much more inviting, I think, for me, certainly, to be creative within a structure. So I can be quite OCD. I've got OCD and anxiety, so for me it's similar, but I find it just occupies that part of my brain that is usually anxious about something. It kind of gives it a focus and I can get into a bit of a flow state. So I think that's quite common, isn't it, with knitters, that we find it's got these really kind of mindful benefits, but I definitely feel it.
It's kind of like a moving meditation, isn't it? Because I find if you sit me down on a yoga mat and are like, it's silent. Sit here still for 5 minutes and feel calm. I can't feel calm. But if you sit me down with a set of needles and some yarn, then by moving I can actually get really calm. And I think what you're saying is probably sort of the same. The other thing is it's a really lovely community of just such nice people. I mean, we can sort of say, I think hand on heart, that some of our best friends have been crafters, knitters, makers, creative people. We've got old friends, new friends, and you chat to someone for 5 minutes and it's like you've known them for years, and it's such a lovely kind of immediate friendship group. Like you walk into a yarn show and you're like, these are my people, and it's just such a nice space.
And also, if you see knitters in the wild, it's
yes.
like an instant kind of conversation starter, and I always immediately feel like I'm on the same page as soon as we're talking about crafting. If I meet someone on a train or something, I'm dying to get onto the swag.
Okay, the swag is so massive. I'm wondering whether I should keep some of mine back. I've remembered that I've got another whip.
Right. Oh, okay.
I've done it wrong.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep that for next time because it's a sock that I don't really like. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to just frog it or not. So I'm going to keep this back, and then, spoiler alert, this is my cliffhanger. Will this sock ever see the light of day? It's really nice yarn, but I just don't like it. So,
I mean, this is the way projects go. The yarn can be wonderful, the pattern can be perfect, and it's just not your jam. It's not happening.
So let's talk about some swag. Yes. I am wondering whether to keep some of mine back because I've got a big pile.
That is a big heap. So full disclosure, we did go to a yarn festival only the other day.
We went to the Big Flock, which was amazing. I'm hoping it's running next year. You've got to go. Everyone's got to go. It's so nice. The venue was just big and airy. I had my little girl with me. It wasn't a problem. There was loads of like easy places to sit down. The vendors were lovely. I mean, the people who run it, Claire and John and the whole family, and Becky, who is now a friend. Hi, Becky. It was just so lovely. We met so many nice people, and we did some pretty big damage on the yarn. And then you also bought me some yarn, and then we went to a yarn shop yesterday, so maybe we should keep some of the stuff back.
There's a lot of yarn happening.
Maybe we should just do Big Flock.
Yeah, on the theme of John and Claire, who are Bird Street Yarns.
Yeah, do you want to show yours?
I'm dying to, because this beauty. I mean, look at it.
Is it glow in the dark?
I'm not sure it's actually glow in the dark, but the neons are so wonderful. The neon leaps, and it's Nebula is the colourway.
It's just gorgeous.
It goes with this colourway, which is bouquet neon, and I just love these. I mean, I didn't get this one at Flock. I ordered it the other day, but I love how they play together, and we've just got to work out what they're going to be. What do they want to be?
Answers on a postcard. Ideas for fingering weight, 2 skeins of 100 grams each.
Yeah, it's hand wash only, so
it's lovely.
Ideally not socks.
Yeah,
it's gonna get worn out, but I mean it is kind of a sock yarn, but it's so lovely.
It's too special. It's got to be about your person.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Some kind of other scarf. Okay, your turn.
No, I've got so many. This is going to be half the podcast. Well, let's go in with Bird Street again because their colours are chef's kiss. So I got some minis this time, and I mean, look, they're kind of autumny, I feel. I'm quite an autumn vibe, I think.
Can we bring them close to the
We can. Oh, full disclosure, we've propped this up with a tin of tomatoes so we can't see most of the screen. But yeah, they are absolutely just beautiful. So this is Whatever the Heather Reimagined. It's merino nylon, so it's 75-25 merino and nylon. 4-ply, you get 20 grams in each of them. They are so beautiful. I don't know what they're going to be. they had to come home with me.
They had to.
And I just love them. Nothing, no notes. 10 out of 10. Smashed it out of the park. Then opposite the Bird Street stand, can we call him a friend?
Let's
You're our friend now, James. James makes yarn. We all know how absolutely incredible he is with colours. I mean, look, these are ridiculous. They are so joyful and speckly and tonal, and I just love them. They are little minis, so they're 20 grams each, DK, 100% superwash merino. I'm picturing some sort of colourwork on a tiny jumper for a tiny little girl. It's not very practical because it's 100% merino, but we'll work with that. Or some like dinky little socks for winter or something. They're so joyful. So we've got those.
Some little mittens. Could be mittens.
Shall I do a couple more and then you do your last? Oh no, you're going to do James.
Well, James is my last one. Look at this beauty. This is the oil slick colourway, and it's just got so many beautiful. It's a lovely one, this.
What are you going to do with it?
Again, I'm in total dilemma because it's so lovely, but I tend to do this thing of feeling like yarn is too special to use, which is not working for my stash. So I need to just
use it.
Bite the bullet and use it for something.
Maybe you can make another Sophie scarf.
Maybe.
That would look lovely.
What do we think? What do you think? What's your next one?
So I bought 2 skeins from Rosie's Moments. These are absolutely beautiful colours, and they were in the sale bin, but they are so lovely, both of them. So this one is, they both say colourway spring on them, so maybe they're different kind of ones from a collection, I don't know, but this is just beautiful. Like, there are so many rich reds and yellows in there and oranges, but it's speckly as well. Like, it's really beautiful. It's 75 merino and 25 nylon, and it's just really lovely. I think this will be some kind of like light summery card. It's coming apart. Light summery cardi for the little one. Again, totally impractical, but we're going with it. And then this, I mean, this is very my jam. Is like teals and blues and purples and things. So the yellow is a bit off-piste for me. I'm hoping I can sort of pull it off. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a Sophie scarf.
You can pull it off. Especially in the context of all of those turquoises.
So yeah, these lovely kind of teals and things. It's really, I think it's going to knit up really beautifully. And they were in the sale, so bargain. Okay, I'm going to go on with the last bits, and then I'm going to leave the others for the next time.
Yes.
Because that's just silly otherwise. Right, we have to have a shout out to Becky, because this is basically happening because of her. And we were like, oh, we've talked about a podcast for years. Becky was like, do it. And then we did it. So she gave me this beautiful stitch marker. Could it be more my colours? I mean, look at the wall behind me. This was the colour of my wedding bridesmaids dresses. I mean, it's perfect. And again, I'm like, it's too special to use, but no. I'll put it on my Mountain Mist as my progress keeper, so you can see it again next time. But it's beautiful. And then the lovely Lucy of Country Bumpkin Creates gave me these. I mean, look at these gnomes. You can't really see them because there's plastic on them. I'm a crap podcaster. But, I mean, look, they're just so cute. So I should start using needle stoppers so that I don't drop all my stitches. So maybe this will go on.
I have some of those too, and I've started using them. They're brilliant. Yeah.
The Knitting Shed had this really nice pattern. I think this might come out backwards. But it's called... Utility 2, and again I just saw it and I was like, my stash is overwhelmingly huge. I think that's fair to say. So anything that uses up just like what does it actually need? It needs 67 grams and 49 grams of kind of DK. I mean, we've all got scraps, and I've got several like full random skeins of DK. I do this annoying thing where I buy 2 little DKs in contrasting colours and go, I'm going to make something with colour work. What am I going to make with colour work? This, apparently. So maybe everyone's going to get these for Christmas. That was lovely. They were really nice on the stall as well. They were so friendly. And then this is what happens when I start chatting to people on the stalls. the lovely ladies at Otter and Papoose. It was the end. We were doing our final sweep, and then somehow I'd bought this, which is just lovely. It's very unusual, I think, this colour, because it's coming out a bit grey, but it's kind of grey purple. It's like a stormy day, and it's got these neps which are lovely and give it some texture, but it's really tonal. Like there's some deep kind of yellows. I need to cut my nails. There's pale greys, there's purples. Like it's really, really unusual and quite a special colour, I think. I think this might be a wintry hat for me. Absolutely. It's called Moonbow. It is superwash merino, Donegal nep, DK yarn, 85% merino, 15% Donegal neps, 212 metres per 100 grams. So that's a kind of DK, isn't it? But really lovely. And I don't have loads of DK compared to the staggering weight of fingering weight yarn that I have. So really, it was an investment.
Shall we now talk about our
three
nice things?
You go. I've just waffled.
No, that's
36
wonderful.
minutes of waffle now.
It is. Well,
it's too many minutes.
If you're still here, we will try and reward you with some recommendations. I guess I might start by suggesting another podcast, which is Maker Mark Knits. And he is just absolutely sweet. And his knitting projects are really inspiring, I find. And they've just got a puppy. So there's a lot of good content. What's your first?
My first one is another podcast as well. So I mentioned Becky, of sister of Bird Street Yarns, Claire. Becky is just the most sunny, lovely person ever. She has a podcast called Bex Creates. We'll link everything down below. Her podcast is so lovely. She has really nice projects always. She's always got beautiful yarn, and I just always feel inspired coming away to just pick up my needles. And she's in person such a just beautiful person. She's so nice. We just love her, don't we?
We do. It was amazing.
Creepy. We love you. So that's my first one. Everyone should go and watch that. Not this. Why are you watching this? Subscribe, like. We'll be back.
The next one that I was going to suggest is it's actually a YA novel that I'm reading with my ears. I got it from the library, and it's Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I know everyone was reading a few years ago, and I'm probably actually too old for it, but it's a really, really good whodunit, and it's kind of like a sort of schoolgirl detective.
Love it.
It's a really sort of fun adventure, and my niece recommended it to me,
yes.
So it's good for the teens as well, I'd say.
Awesome.
What's your next one?
My next one is actually a recipe, which you had this morning because you stayed over last night. It is, I have to look at this because, oh no, did I not write it down? This is bad if I didn't write it down because I can't remember what it's called. Well, that's useless. It's an Anna Jones recipe. We love Anna Jones in this house. And by we, I mean me. And it's something like the maple malted something buckwheat granola. I will link it below. It's got oats and buckwheat. I don't know if anyone's had buckwheat before, but it's these little grains and they're kind of crunchy and nutty and really nice. But it's got dried fruit in it. It's supposed to have, I think, maple syrup and something else. I just put golden syrup in and it was delicious. It's got a little bit of cocoa powder in, but it's not really sugary. It's just really delightful. And I have it with yogurt and fruit for my bougie breakfasts. And I will link it below. I did check you can get it online, so you don't have to have all of Anna Jones's recipe books like I do. But it's really nice. It's just quite a different way of doing a kind of granola for breakfast, and it's got a lot of sort of nice protein, chia seeds and things in it, but without you having to eat a slimy bowl of chia seeds.
That's wonderful.
Love it. What's your last one?
The last one is a book I'm actually reading with my eyes this time, and that book is, I know, right? That book is The House Witch, and I will put the links below because I can't remember all the details, but the story is really delightful. It's about a male witch whose role in the castle where he lives is to basically cook all the meals and keep everyone feeling cosy. And as you can imagine, it's a really cosy read.
What's it called?
It's called The House Witch.
Oh, I see. I thought it was The House Witch something. And you just stopped halfway through the sentence. I see now. Awesome. I might read that too. My last recommendation is mostly for anyone who's got kids. So when my little girl was really young, all babies obviously cry sometimes, and I've got a WhatsApp group with some local mums. Someone sent round this song. They were like, this is a magic song. It stops all babies crying. And we were like, okay. And then one by one, we all started messaging back going, no, but it does. It's magic. And this song is called Baby Beluga by Raffi. Raffi is, I now have discovered, the most joyful, wonderful children's entertainment singer ever. I now just listen to his music as standard, and, you know, the baby's kind of an excuse to put him on. But when you've listened to The Wheels on the Bus 3,000 times that week, and you want something different, but that's very child-centric and just really happy lyrics and really approachable and lovely, Raffi is your man. He has made approximately 1 million albums. Some of them are his own songs, some of them are like traditional songs and things, but it is just joyful, lovely music. So if you need a bit of happiness in your ears, go for Raffi. Maybe don't go for Baby Beluga, because it does have a weird bit at the beginning, which is like a dolphin sound. It sounds like shrieking, screaming, murder. But if you get past that, like 20 seconds, honestly, it's the nicest song ever. But yeah, he's just really happy, and I just love it. And you don't have to have kids to listen. But if you do have a baby and they cry, Baby Beluga will solve all of their worries.
I don't have kids, but I might have to tune in.
You do, definitely.
Talking of tuning in, I think that's the end, isn't it? We're done. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Becky, as we presume the only watcher. Hi, Mum and Dad.
If that.
We've really enjoyed this.
We have.
I'm speaking for both of us. We've really enjoyed this. We've rabbited on for 42 minutes, so thank you so much if you stayed to the end. Hopefully that granola will be worth it. And hopefully we'll come back. We were thinking maybe like roughly monthly in order for us to make some progress, life, you know, stuff like that. And we'll definitely have more whips for the whip pile. We'll maybe have some more finished stuff.
Could happen.
Almost definitely have some more swag. And we'll have some more nice things to cheer you up with.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
I hope you have a lovely day.
Yes.